have to do what? You have to have an intent to do what?
Make money.
You got to have an intent to make money. It doesn't say you have to make money. You have to have an intent to make money. Okay? You have to work on a regular and consistent basis without, we lost the word basis there. How about that? But you got to work on a regular and consistent basis. What does that mean? Can somebody tell me what that means? What's steady? What's the tax? What are the laws saying?
Work on the schedule.
Okay, how many hours you have to work?
Is it 5 hours? I don't know what it is.
Okay,
5 hours.
this is federal. This is federal taxes. Okay, that's right. 5 is a good guess. Come on.
Is it 9 hours?
It's 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
That's what was. There was a tax case, and that case when it went to court, the person won with 3 to 4 hours. Now, when I do 3 to 4 hours, we don't know other things about it, and we don't know what the business was, and we don't know how much income. We don't know the whole parameters to it. All right, but if you can work a minimum of 3 to 4 hours consistently a week, this is going to qualify you. Okay. Now, maybe they were making a small amount of money. Everything's proportional. Say proportional.
Proportional.
If you go in and say you made $1 million and you only work 3 or 4, that could be possible. That's mine. I'm just saying. But you gotta put this in your box.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody say put it in my box.
Put it in my box.
Can you document? Okay. Now, I fought with the IRS for 5 years. How many years, y'all?
5.
5 years I fought with the IRS. Alive. They sit in their office, and they told me this. So I'm gonna tell you, they sit in their office, and they look to see who they can devour. Who looks like an easy case to them.
Wow.
And they decide who they can win, and that's who they go after. All right? So, they looked at us, we've been in business for several years, and they thought we should have been further along than we were, and da-da-da-da. And they said, I think this is a good one for us. When they came to us, and we had all the documentation, what they said to us was, the lady said to me, she said, no way have we would have known in the office that you would have had all this. That's what the agent, that's what she told me to my face. No way have we have thought that you had all your documentation. Okay. The documentation is what saved us. 5 years later, we fought them. The reason why was she disallowed all of it because it was too much for her to go through.
Wow.
She disallowed 5 years of taxes because it was too much for her to go through. So then we had the proof. So then there's steps to take, and they take years to go through these steps. When we were going through it, it didn't feel so good. But now that it's over, and I think back on, I go, oh my goodness. How many more people will I be able to help now? How many more people will I be able to show how to stay out of this situation because of what I know, because of what we know? They don't tell the truth. They lie. I can show you some things that will just blow your mind. Okay? And it's the truth.
What is it?
It's called your customer base.
Right.
You cannot recreate your customer base like that. If you fail one, you fail them all. You have to have a customer base. What's your customer base? That's your system that you look into, and it says, okay, I wanna send out a special today. All right, I'm gonna send it out to my list, to my special. And you have to have some kind of vehicle that has names, prospects, people that you can market to, just like Macy's, just like any other business. That's your customer base. Pay me to socialize.com. Write that down, y'all. Pay me to socialize.com. I just want to share a little bit with you right now, just to give you some perspective and maybe help you out. Anybody have children here from 7 to 17? A couple of you. So if you have children from 7 to 17, you can pay them in your business. So you pay them, They earn the money, and what happens? You get to deduct it.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have to claim it,
Right,
but you get to deduct it.
right. Right.
They
That's
don't have to
right.
claim it,
I hear you.
but you get to deduct it.
Right, right, right,
Okay.
right.
I love interaction.
Let me go back to that last slide.
Mm-hmm.
For the tithe, is that under the business owner or is that under the individual?
Well, you know what? It's both. You can do both. Okay. This is the good thing. Remember, I asked people were they LLC or not.
Yeah.
It's something called a dis. God, I just dropped the word. An LLC works the same. Oh man, Tina.
It'll come back to
It'll come back to me later. There's a word for it. But what it says to the tax code is, if you are LLC, you work the same as a regular business. Okay. As your personal taxes. And they have a word for it. Okay. But what it's called is pass through.
Yeah.
So if you have a home based business and you have an LLC, the reason why you can use your social security number for your business is because it's called a pass through. And I can't think of that. If you look at tax code, it'll tell you what the name of it is. But it makes you be able to kind of put the stuff together.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
That's the truth.
And that's what makes it so nice.
Right.
However, if you ask me today, I've used my social security number for the whole time for my business. I do not recommend that. Everybody say I don't recommend it.
I don't recommend it.
I don't recommend it because the whole idea is to actually grow past what you actually initially starting off with. And so I'd say go ahead and set the foundation. Go ahead and get things right and move forward as if you know you're going to be in business. Go with the now attitude.
Yeah.
You know, somebody said, oh, just use your social security number, it's okay. And I did, you know. This is the truth, I even called the IRS. I have a EIN number for my Just Traders business. I tried to use it one year.
Can't use it.
I mean, you could. But what they said, well, you didn't pay taxes. You've been in this business for all this year, you haven't paid taxes on it. I said, I have paid taxes on it. I used my social security. They could not, they couldn't
Oh, connect
they
it.
couldn't
That's
connect
why
the,
you said it.
they couldn't connect
Okay.
the dots. I said, you know what, forget it. I'll just stick with my social security number. But we have a whole new plan coming out in the future that will blow people's mind, but that's to come. So we're gonna share that at another day and time. Go ahead.